Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation and peace with liberty and justice. We have been valued this time of so that we will say your words, and then the stimulating victim. We have the young brothers from some. Yeah, got folks here, and it's time to give recognition for our spelling bee and our young writers competitions. And our students work very hard on this. On both of these competitions, we're very proud of them. And I'll start with the spelling bee. First place, the certificate reads Certificate of Excellence awarded to James Matson in recognition of outstanding achievements and accomplishments for receiving first place during the Gilmer County Schools 25-26 spelling bee. Yeah, I mean, so everything's at the end. Right, this certificate reads Certificate of Excellence, awarded to Jason Bradley in recognition of outstanding achievements and accomplishments for receiving second place during the Gilmer County Schools 25-26 spelling bee. This one reads Certificate of Excellence awarded to Brad Stigman in recognition of outstanding achievements and accomplishments for receiving third place during the Gilmer County Schools 25-26 spelling bee. Next, we have young writers. This says Certificate of Excellence awarded to David Jones in recognition of outstanding achievements and accomplishment. First place young writer winner. Story name Adventure of Grits Fun Flower Festival. Certificate of Excellence awarded to Waylon Allen in recognition of outstanding achievements and accomplishments for first place young writer winner. Multi-day trip. Certificate of Excellence awarded by Nation in recognition of outstanding achievements and accomplishments for first place young writer winner. Physics Adventures. And Certificate of Excellence awarded to Jenna Smith in recognition of outstanding achievements and accomplishments for first place young writer winner, Shining. 47. We're going to get those ranks uh, up here so we can get a picture. We'll start with the young writers. Young writers in the first. Here's some of the action. Will you guys be young writers? We ever got one? We'll just take it. All right, now the spelling bee. You guys smile. I don't know. Like, how did you have the house? We're gonna move us into our November County High School Voltage meeting and presentation. This time on the current. It's not a good stuff. That's a little bit. I have done that. I have done this, but I have done this. Just just you. Not rigid. Oh. Alright, so look around the process of all things. Not my since my house I see and so what time after the staff and the students. This really takes most of the people I using that and buildings. Trying to do that serious things. So who's trying to bring down the way capacity? Because you have to get to you. And was just saying this about this environment, the program is business. The projection there, I already knew the things that should just be seen every day. So, yeah, we're probably with it. I nothing better in mind, where I just think we're really seeing working and stuff. We're going to see this to happen, and more about grade school. Not even things we see down here, really, but really, not just doing things on the list of things, think like the business in the classroom. And you can get the, make the strides and reporting things, and you're gonna keep working on it. Think about the big loss. So with that being said, I'm gonna pass things on to Mrs. Smith, who's in chair of our NSIC. She'll be introducing everybody today. We have new students, head teachers, and staff who are presenting. I thought we got about 8 or 9 things here, so we'll see a little things this evening. Please, I'm asking to keep it short, so it's not drawn out. We're not here all night long. And I think that you see the different things. Hello, this is Smith with the BOE. I'm a special education and gifted facilitator here at the LSSC. So this way I'm gonna read off the various algebra safeties. So you when I coordinate to stand up for recognition. We have Trina House, David McKinney, Chelsea Jenkins, Anthony Daniels, Steve Smith, Krista Rob Squires, Ray Rose, Joe Snyder, Bill Hoffman, Linda Fox, Linda Smith, and Johnson. I'm coming down my head, guys, from Midway, Tennessee. First off, to talk about the rise of the Tigers program and the Spencer. It's Brian, Prince to Walls, Other Damage, Taylor Snacks. So it sounds like as far as it's great teacher. Just to talk a little bit about our new two stages rise of the Titans. It's our new initiative to students to stay in the community. So we get you to help the individuals, maybe the students, great to so the first step when we're working with Rise of the Titans is data collection, and some of the different ways we have our already benchmarks. We collect data. We have our West Virginia General Summative Assessment scores. We go through test listening with the General Summative platform where we can target specific standards and collect data for proficiency with specific standards and topics. And then we do pre and post test assessments. This is an example of one of our assessments that goes with our math curriculum. This is a report that it provides. It tells us the amount of students on level,
math level lower, and it even goes into specific standards and the level of percentage of proficiency for each of those students. We also use some of our data on high rank. We use these to build those individualized and differentiated instruction small groups. We utilize all of our interventionists or special education teachers teach to implement those groups. As you can see, it's written on first. So you guys have to say here it breaks it down. So like students like in private and wearing young labor when it comes to informational groups. So you can select each every time you change the topic and change hopefully in specific things for the individual people. It's rising series which gets united together in regard your teaching purposes, so you want to see them where I participated in immersion groups. We practice the GSP issues, two operating high ready small groups. Make sure we do look sure that I can do testing strategies. You don't have to rely on this was a kids during the slots alone. This is in GSA's work of sitting up session. Sometime you have teaching us studying to girls and being and particularly universities. Here's just a picture of them doing my writing skills in the Hoping you'll see a picture of a small pieces of the suburbs. So sometimes they'll have that teaching the classroom in the lights. So they will together with the students together. Maybe right. So sometimes they do work together. And on the right, we have an example of the math. It's okay. And then back to the station working at workable spaces, learning thinking classrooms. We can show our by writing rewards. That is really so I would like to learn to practice. So we'll be voting as a class for one for a training. Already. Since once we go street we get for our reward. So the training is small groups and backwards with math, the sound will have us words, which is whenever there's like three ways we can do this. So she'll hand out where she'll look like personal frame and then we can do she'll go out question like this right or she'll try to do the cards with the cards or sometimes she like to data. I already listened to her. We're going to shoot each lesson groups because they're different code that one and give us like a tour. And the student fire, she will do small groups with us and every like week or two, she would change them out to where we were struggling when she could help us with that. So I really got every week when the students start, dropped out, or I read school, what's in the best, for one the goals for the so that's something which is basically described as for the really so when that there's that song of the camera Sports with that right back. This time of invited is the first time we have played with this and this is not the first time I think. But we have to space. Right now, you have to do something else in space. And we're getting to know these pieces and her teachers are really taking the day to look at right now if the student is struggling right now in class one. This is not struggling.
When you ask, why is the student struggling with something? The answer we need is, okay, how do we get them to it? You don't need to do that, but what do we teach? How do we teach this to you? And that's one of the guys, the tiny 16 region later and now least for us. Let's find out what you can explain the gaps there. You're like, I can't switch allergies, all these things. Like, I'm spending a 3 there, and I'm playing 3 big snakes, and they've never played before. And these things are going to get turkey next to this. It's not the fun and then one of that for instance, she's supposed to be a big step out. Right now, you're focused every day, and this is the big one this. Every day, your students are taking a look at where they're lacking, you have staff on it. And they're saying, geez, you know, not to make this. You just lacking, let's spend it. Let's do that skill. And that's what we're pushing down at around 21 minutes. Thank you.
Even seventh grade, we start celebration, everything there, whenever. The next is, speaking activities. National Iowa Student Council, high schools and students are. We have working this year to do a lot of activities after school for our students, and then something to do. Something I'm really proud of is we will show up and they will do things. Like them, so you're missing their best. So first thing we started on I'm sorry. And we did a long time ago. Squad for learn that. And I gave the students absolutely loved them from the beginnings, we did class competitions and they was there to perform tunes and lots of food. And then later um, remember I times things and it's kind of like the elementary have for Bash, but for school and high school. This school I have done lots of games and sessions were available to purchase at each package cake block and then the first student contest when we were 11 students attended. And then just a few weeks ago, we did our Chinese food there. A lot of time the kids had ball and we had so many dance videos of them, Frank dancing and doing small things. And around kids showed up for that music dancing and lots of sessions dance and kind of the student body. And then just last week, we're right across America, we had 15 students from the Gilmer High Institute of our school by students. We had such a great time and we actually really plan just in a later time. We didn't bring much since we just, because I think the students really enjoy seeing older generation. That's all. Thank you.
And one more reason for batting with this things is I lot of great strategy and share the continue well getting appreciated and strong leadership. These things have these things for our students. What I'm doing this it takes time and it doesn't finish for the students. We have a lot of staff and this knows our students and staff, we have a lot of staff. Going in and putting a real time in the evenings, shadowing and then just complaining to make sure we're there. Then schools slowly, but as we need work from our students to students here. Doing what's happening. That being said, providing things to have and coming next year, we want that thing. They might be traditions. The lady's gonna bring things this year, the lady to be out there, boss still to do it, rain down, so just screen in, put a fire on it, and then give them the morning, be adding to that. And, I appreciate those teachers as well for their staff members for jumping on board and helping that.
Next up is Miss Jones, about the SAT boot camp. I don't know. But Miss Jones, we're in American English. And starting last year, we started doing an SAT boot camp a month before the SAT to help get our juniors prepared. And we can consider the state for everything. But you know, I mean, you know, really good much. They just have a day. I dealt these for some pictures from last year. Like, and the ladies in the last year, we used to keep them. Just very it's finished her name Angela last year. Was meeting, observe their actions, she had the kids up there, taught content. She talks how to take the test. She gives them some strategies like how management, strategies in English is like if you do a Morgan answer wagon on the math, it's spell strategize for skip. So she basically gives them testing strategies much content. You know, the passing strategies then also has little mini tests. Last year's average test, she's the only CT into two. Fact that you can't, you know, March, this will be average. And using 37 points as an average was pretty good. For them. So I'm seeing it really definitely. You should be at the setup for those swings and each teacher going to take your juniors out to the college and do some like there. So a new exciting program is this month. My name is Hannah Fox. I'm a sponsor of Facebook. This time, so I am excited to introduce this program to our clients. So we do this stuff. So this stuff is an acronym stands for Health Science Technology. The main goal with this stuff that is a total different. So the city the student attends a higher level education institute in the state of West Virginia. And so was on as they obtain or go towards the program with the field of science where one of the schools is. Also, when I say their time, one of the greatest things about this one, when a student decides to pursue their master's degree or their doctorate, as long as they stay in a public education school in West Virginia, they don't do it online, this a little time. So for PCP learner, simulation, the first 6 months, students will meet with the district group movement. The way I don't know, because this is flexible, so I have we cannot meet them every day with some weekend. They want to have 79 members that community service by the school. So there's team there. I remember being a teen and volunteering at our West. We also on the highway. I can remember picking up trash along the road right outside kind of High School. Every year, so freshmen, sophomores, all summer. Every year, some groups, state meet at whatever school is hosting that particular year. They do symposium for each group. That's their fun. My goodness, the GPA is a bar. They have to have a 31 first semester and the freshman year. Those students will go to at least 2 camps. So they are really welcome to attend 4 camps. They do it's like experience on the actual next one. It's not just in Orleans. The average, they have to attend and engage in different settings and this meetings. It's a very young, every year. But I do academic initiatives is able to count in this room.
So, high school, you've been doing this to university. Um, we now have an organizational and presentation. Caleb and I are part of the team. We have a big practices. And we decided that we're not gonna have renewable options. We're gonna start for the kids in the school soon. So.
So we're gonna have an SAT champion where students demonstrate a mastery in both English and math. To be eligible to be graded 1 to building right as you enter the
Very many students. Yeah, listen to shit. Some of them, and was added to the block. It's been added every year, and it'll be. It's trying to go over the block.
once.
It's.
Students will now receive magnetic letters from their advancements, and either meeting patients from language, and they'll receive honor or learning is minutes from curriculum, what GPA, they keep direction.
We are also going to start letters for this new, let's say, extended learning in arts. They also receive classes where you will sports will. And the first student to listen well adults.
This quiz, were you better at trivia than Mr. Fox?
Yes.
I think we there's somebody who's growing with this, and who's gonna tell them through the coach, and I'm very confident with that. But one thing I realized, and I'm just gonna be very honest when I say this, back when I was in high school, I don't even not have been selected to be in this business. And that's why this is nice. But right now is luckily we have staff who come and watch and they're able to help put up classrooms and I don't ask them to love these sort of things because it is definitely out of my league. We're going to get next year at the regional level. I was to get to this year. Miss West and Mr. Minnie and Dr. Minnie, the foods on his moment. This was something to just bring up. We were at the state baseball tournament last year, and conversation came up with an individual who runs this and George Washington High School. And it's top my attention. And I'm going to do this, and Dr. Mason says, hey, I know think that we get this thing rolling, and this Weston jumped on board with this to help this thing. And this is going, and I do think students going to continue and doing it at a very high level, but it's very difficult. And it's something that's it's very humbling. And the good news about it is, I think it's a thing for us to see what we need to celebrate our academics and things. And you know, with that, seeing some new stores who are jumping on board with some of these things and want to be part of it as well. With that being said, the two flags, the SAT one, the champions vote, and the dry scores, that wrote the bad entries for those between school years. We did not to be good, everything is work, living place for that, it just takes time, it's gonna be a lot, and then it continues to add, you know, so that will happen, and the good news about it is, as we talked about this, we have a lot of students, we are trying to get a structure of the better plan because we have a lot of students doing a lot of great things. I'm about to order a new plan probably in the next few years here. Probably should will a little more. There's a lot of things, you know, since the time I got here, the one thing I have to say is we want to utilize our academics. So let's start, it's hard to do everything for us. We want to do the rest, we bring those piece for piece, we want it to be clean the right way. And we're going to start with this here with And this here, and Jenny's thing right there, she's one of the individuals who make things way. So we're gonna have three of those individuals here today, so I have the visible. Thank you.
It's not the same, no? It's not again.
I'm Steve March, and I'm participating in two of the villages and pretty cool. Your favorite thing. These it's actually different people and for each different clips the it's one place view on time. So it makes it really it's like a block bang. It's like or custom musical bang out the night, our shoes, something. And then I was maybe first going to the thing, Mr. Fisher's class got to put a bunch of recordings like yeah, it's just really cool to see a bunch of people work down one thing that really cool. It's really nice to talk about it. Sounds like that.
I think that it's our biggest community family engagement activity. It's been even one in the last 2 years. We about packed the conferences. They move some rooms around. If you're looking at you've got that many folks, so the week night coming in. There's a great opportunity for parents to come in. It's just we want to serve us those things. I guess we take these opportunities as a community to get together, enjoy it, and we take advantage of that. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and thank you. I may have had that support in this if they have all for it. I got one grateful of streets the last 2 days. This is remote vibes of the staff. Nancy, this Henry, he was, I guess you put it the great Christmas tragedy. Went to the time and get on the stove right going in. And it's crazy. Literally, I heard last year our students went out with 3 or 4 days of practice. They were to go over the evenings of practice. We went out for half and practice and then those things publicity. Want to make sure we don't thank most people will help with that because, without that support, we have to use the facility out there, we wouldn't be able to happen. But, first service, right, the second day, I'm gonna assume. For a couple hours of practice and a few hours of evening, so bring time to those schools.
Like, this time I'm gonna have to be up a couple rounds for that. Teaching time.
The honest very number of CTE plans and we also we have the access program right here and we have access management. I have talked about our CTE programs here, it's one of our big winners. We have the participants. It's one of those. Just first one of the things we have. Yeah, from CTE, I'm trying to find to and the function was when I was taking 2 year classes. So, and each year we had 18 completers and practice assistants. We had 4 benefit assistants. And the processing machine that's one. Then, financial management is one. The first time in the year, we had 4 completers in a finance section. So we have some of those things. So putting on camps. We have our students this year, something that have been fantastic as a level. Just physical program. We have things. 47 and see the impact rules. We're doing the test again. It's randomized and then you pick the dates and everything else. Gradually, we're gonna- I'm waiting. It's manifest. So, kind of the names for the one year, then there's 27 students. My estimated number for next year is 22 students. And I'm continuing to grow the thing. Turn the other last thing processed in the lab, is trying to do the talking with the reading licensing lab. So far this year, we have passed 31 names. Chickens. One day, one lab. We've done 600 pounds of sensory binary statistics. Essentially, we do our next school city here. So we do grade 6 through 9. We do discover the features and then we have online curriculum to department now. We actually with this curriculum. And we have a new computers program this year with the high school. It's called Computer Skills Training 1 and 2, where these kids actually have 10 jobs and they be paid and they're released in the afternoon to those jobs. Because they still have work to do, and that's a completer within the program, and they submit work to Mr. Butcher and the career center, and then he makes one-stop visits to you. And this year, I believe we have 7 completers in that program. Unfortunately, you're not get to count them, we were running them with high school, it's a count out crossing. Last week, we decided to have 15 and with 12 of we come in with the career center. Any questions you sent in within your price? So
School data is getting considered Mr. Box.
Just, that's not how guys. Don't get too stressed out about things, but. Yeah. So. A lot of this is data that I didn't share on our code review, which is. Just talking about, teaching financials, the county wide, we were out, 8% increase back. And the other one as well as some graduation from the board, increase like grade grant than 8%. Our county groups, I think big bunch that we get, there's gonna be two big jumps in a row, should take a lot of work and a lot of extra, I just really staff, students, and then this is where I think the big focus with the rise of the Titans programs. Attendance right now, even though three attendance or it was good. There's probably apps right now. This is off the place. Right now with the senior index, 17% of our students. By the end of the year, they're making these. Which was 17% of our students of 18 days or more, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you start thinking about 15% from the one, 15% from two, and then about 41, really nice students should now have those 18 days. This is not true. This is not true. We're going to be fast. We're going to have a new guidelines that's there looking to. We've got to find some ways to get students in. The way it is coming, we now are those students in a founding job. The next right on city part of it, city pictures. I'm saying that we're having 10% of the action, which is amazing, which is really good. Now, you know, when we get to those juniors, seniors, those numbers shoot. I noticed things and we lose the try and then reflect and try to come up with game plans of what to do. I noticed the best people around the place in the around state. We're going to countries for juniors and seniors to hire a number of those individuals. We have got to come up, I'm going to come up with a game plan how we would do juniors and seniors. And those going to focus moving forward of the roster rate remainder of the school. What have we done is we have our payment things. This is the two we have, we're looking on my subordinate floor there, that we open the telephone. Those by 89%, extension pricing, these are those days where going into these things where it says, you know, maybe I still know. When mom and dad says, hey, you're gonna be one of the guys, these things are increased in the last 9% this prior this year. Are also to what they were last year. Students, when they were not right, you know, we find out this one this is really close to where we were last academic school year at this time. When the most of those at this time is in further, it's great students and maybe in the police stories and money. With that being said, we just said there were once around student bus come down. So expanded playing a regular relation between if you're not there at school. We're probably not gonna give it to you. So, you know, like that's something to see as minor things with classroom disruption little things, just these house.
we can get a school here, probably won't happen times. You know, Mr. Payne, I have to figure out a way to get them to behave while they're there on staff and thinking that. But we need to get a lot of great people. They're really great, and they're having, at least the amount of food stores right now. But then we have to think, this is focus area, has been minister, that's where the use of our options. And those are good, good, constructive, disrespectful contest. One thing we're talking about, and I've passed more meetings, we have here with this. We have scheduled that Mr. Payne is going to be there with the and PBIS conference coming up in the near future in April. They will be building our PBIS, positive schools, for our students. It's not, hey, let's give rewards, let's give rewards. This is probably classroom management. Everybody famous to straight away win a 12th grade. You know, one day, a student went to sixth grade, 12th grade, students, those common behaviors that are in school. This is something that's something not actively, to Mr. Penny's defense, and I think my little pieces in the come place, and I'm looking at other pieces, more sad. Just really take it to the next level and get that up to the great side. It's a key. I'm not thinking, I'm not living in talks there, I say to do that, but it's going to have to be 50. I'm going to say this to you. Last year, we're trying to make 80% EOS, 6% size, 21% function. We're talking about us quickly, the slow. This is data that we look at is comparable to your SAT student data. And we look at this, you have 2 weeks, while the state, rewriting our instance and having score is a line, which was 5 years ago. However, the measurement student is 4 student. This is where your feedback is going to take place. Simply just at the very end of this one. One thing we need to do, and we're working on here, and Mr. Payne and the leadership team, is incentivizing students. You don't need incentives in time, at times, so you're looking at right now, the best, give me the best you can. What's it? What's it? If you're not finding the best students, like, what's it? Illustrating students. If I understand this, I can go in the first single grade of it. And I'm saying, I'm tired of these yes and coming. I'm not doing it. I'm just saying, I'll be a real and take us because I was with you. But then it comes in same for me. I probably would have, I probably would want that thing out and try to keep that focus. We are working on that, lots of student services of assessments. We'll be working in the next week on incentives. This year, this past school year, and I'm talking a little bit about it in a bit. Seniors, our juniors, going in the senior class this year, got incentives. The junior some assessment, the school's going to a little bit more for things. We're going to some assessment. So stay there at 6th grade. So 22%. Fresh one, ready, ready. So for 3 and reading. For the primary, first, one, and 2nd. Strong one, which is usually not medication offer, they're already right with it. Something they do with the ones, they're still there. Some will give or take that. 25% profession, 60% making, and doing that. For the one that really is, I was going to be keeping. Thank you so much. That's where our president type is coming in. It's the push this starting in front of the continuing on that spot. Same man with this man and telling me about Texas. We do that 30%, 35%, 42%. I really don't really. It's something like this. Big part of our folks now, not really 7%, 5%, 13%, 8%, 13%. We making 53%. The last day from last year, Tigers, 3 student is not done. Seventh grade math. And this is the day of the student, which confession is. That's the day of the year. Looking at you, now up to 96. Previous time, 36% and 6.7. We're up to where it was just 6%. We're up to 6%, and then 20% and revenue. I think how many running around last year and this weekend was still. It's really gonna happen. It's really push 29%, 29%, 8%. You can't we really need that. We're gonna move on. Like, listen, everybody. I'm not gonna say, all right, we're here. We need students. We need students in the profession right now. We need risk providing. We want out of the jobs. The key person to move on. So we know that's like we go with our academic showdown team, that Christmas team. That's prepared and I'm gonna make it to that institute. What's graphics and one student right now. Certainly, they are very focused with that great. Say there are. And that is. She said, I should try to get on students. Each I can still have a month in James. They're about to go with the students to our students. Last year, we have some juniors from seniors now. They voted on free parking passes. And then last year. The voted on that they increased as a class from the MSQT to by 8% to the SAT school day to get lunches. The bonus system, they get free lunch to do that so much. Thank God, the benefit was a day increased by the 8%. They weren't such a times. I don't know rules and compensation for students, you know, thinking about these things. We learned that the impacts was not necessary, but if there's within the legal limits and what we can do and it's safe for the students, then we're something we've been able to do. And the other thing, general some assessment, we actually, if they, students, their two big pieces, if they increase from the short term in their mastery, they got to go and either is they gotta go to the Great Wolf Law Tree. We are actually working on right now is an strict swimming trip to Glen State University, where if they increased. We didn't necessarily had to be mastery. I just if you do your best and increase, to get mobilized to take on a trip like that. So we're working on that right now. And the goal is this is going to be we've been doing classes, we're doing both on incentives, doing things. The big thing that we did a trip and all that was we had if you had a chance to do anything, any shape of my head for me on school goals. I asked me one more, gave it nothing, and that's really life for about 3 months. It's actually we're looking at the it's still really short thing. And then we had a good mix of teachers. They did a great job. They had inflatable limits. If we got a chance to see any of the videos of it, it was hilarious. And it's one thing to do that and to be able to do it from the students, but I'm teachers. But maybe teachers, we have teachers who have got, pie in the face. Thanks up to that staff for stepping up and doing that part of it. We do that for our students and nobody else. It wasn't, I didn't ask it. They brought to us. The students wanted to do it. But we're going to continue with that. The incentives, we're going to continue looking not just for athletics around here. We see those things. What academic doing at Gilmer County High School. Just as we just touched base to me this week just about the possibility of an academic state. That there's opportunities for academic states We have students who can be active in those things. If there's an opportunity, we want our students to be active in those things. But we have some things here, such as the networks and share and events and free that we've had here. That is something that we had in the history here in Denver County High School. We want to bring some of those things back. We want to get those things back in our building. We want to see, we need to, when they get through the moves there in the evening, we bring these records and novels to them and see our students involved in. But I'm going to rock to this so that you want to hear something about it, please. Appreciate you guys. Any questions? NMSQT, the national merits. You have off the top of your head. Yes. The reason we use them for bills, but you don't to like this. We do this with you ask that question that's asking me like the third day I was a kid. And some creative things, I don't remember, but it was asking and I just winged it. Well, we use that data to go to our SAT. So we fall back and we look at that and compare that SAT with. Where is that? This time, we will move on to the consent agenda. Stop the final bill, approval of the minutes from our meeting February 26th, 2026. So the tax expenses can bring in second to the first minutes to run on even February 26th. 2026. Sorry for the discussion or amendments to that very much. Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. Next up, we have minutes from.
If you guys have any questions that goes with 9, things laid out there, you guys have any questions as far as the bills? Dustin, you have anything? No, I do not. So, I'm not going to approve the bills.
Second. It's been moving in second, we approve the minutes for payment as presented. Is there any further discussion or amendments to that motion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. Alright, we're going to see the new business. Let's start with motion to put maintenance truck for public service to send. So,
Here's options on how to get rid of the maintenance trucks. Mr. Carpenter and, Mr. Comments are on, we met, we feel that the best thing to do is replace. The maintenance truck being public surplus website. This keep us consistent with the process, gets rid of older vehicles. Of course, that is, not for this is further on here, we're going to recommend some sound, but it's literally, we wouldn't feel safe, if somebody had groups given that we would. So I recommend making a motion to place maintenance truck as well as surplus, website.
and second, to accept superintendent's recommendation to place the maintenance truck for public service website. Is there any discussion or amendments to make? Hearing none, in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. Motion to amendments by unit seven.
I'm after reviewing the options with this vehicle, we felt like it wasn't in good enough condition for anybody to safely drive this vehicle in the future. Things very badly wrong with brains and things like that. So we believe that it would probably best to just take that to sell yard. So I recommend that motion, that's the maintenance, then to the salvage. I start questions. Well, sure. What type of engine? It's a Chevy van, like that's the name, like it's maintenance vehicles, some stuff we do with back, there's tools and things. Not same size. I didn't know if it was like something with a bigger engine in there, like a moment, like a. No, it's not, it's like maybe a bitch or a transmission that have that. It's just a it's, I'm just talking, he's like that. Make motion to, take the maintenance vans itself.
Like, I'm probably second to take the stand at the salvage yard. Is there any further discussion or amendments to that motion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any extension? Motion carries. All right, we have a annual memorandum of agreement with the extension service. We have discussion, possible action with this. Leaving spaces.
And this is a service that I'm working with in the ministry office in Glendale to provide free access to dental service for kids who do not have it. And the plan would be to shuttle the kids from the high school and the elementary school to the dentist's office. If it would be a free service, now they would charge the insurance, and then they would kind of the other pieces of it. And then they would work with the parent if there needed to be further. And again, that would be just with the dentist's office. And then we work with the school, provide supervision, and just keep that shuttle compliant to get the cleanings done, and then any further dental service.
Any questions from Ms. Bates?
We're working with the office. So I remember when I was in school, I was in second grade, Miss Bishop, the time patrol, and somebody from the dentist office would come out in the school and just a little bit of that, physical help about the, dental, I mean, the teeth, how the things, when the brush, when the wallets. It looks something like that,
You see the that, especially in the earlier grades, like basically
yeah.
do that.
It's similar, I think. So that.
Yes, and usually, don't have to pass that. Don't you read the newspaper?
Like any other questions from us?
Yeah, like,
Any other recommendation? I agree with that.
yeah. People make the motion to, when we get this done, I don't get a big recommendation. So I believe this is a, how wrong is this basically, this is a.
Collaborative efforts, so three.
It's getting,
No, it's not in the new, it's like, in the letter to, so I was just explaining the process to them. And then I have it back in the day, being just correct. It's service will take care of everything else. And also somebody except getting the kids there. So we just in agreement and black rate and when this general service, the plan to do it in April and then 6 months later, we would evaluate that.
So I would bring a motion to partner with the Glendale Fund Dentistry to provide our students via transportation and supervision with their permission and police waiver for them to be provided dental services at Glendale Family Dentistry. Only yearly basis, comes per year. If nobody wants to resay on that, let's say so moved.
Is there any further discussion or amendments on that main motion?
Another, any opposed, any abstention, motion passes. Unanimous votes. Okay. Now we have approval of the annual memorandum of agreement with the Indian Extension Service. We see this is the meeting is there. We have some.
Okay, you should have a copy of that and, it is, one new, which is, we asked, $25,000 of funding at this time to help assist with extension and 4-H programming, Gilmer County. I know that many of you, Jenny from Company actually had something else going on. Many of you are aware of how much we are in the school system. And as to that, I'd like to say that your awareness in the elementary school and middle and high school have really helped push our operational results. So we are seeing our phone numbers, our community phone numbers actually numbers and down. And I think that is due to how much interactive that we are having with the school system. Because they're seeing us during the day and they're getting reminded, hey, there are shooting sports that you can attend, there's these 4-H clubs that you can participate in, you know, when on the way to 4-H camp and those such things. I think there's a lot of positive things we're doing in extension, we're getting more kids. And on a county by county basis, when you look across the state of West Virginia, we have some of the highest percentage numbers of kids we are reaching. The kids that we have in the county, which is what we have on the 4-H system, it's actually a percentage. When we look at our regional line kids. We appreciate your own efforts to help the extension program with our annual budget. We hope you consider doing that. If you have a specific question for me on that MIU, it's very similar than years past. Every year we consider juggling numbers depending on where we need to be. We also get from fire service money as well. It's that one. And things are tight. So every year we have to look at those numbers to see where we have to adjust to make sure we pay for the things that have to be paid for versus and hopefully when there's no extra load over with things. So, but I'll take any questions that y'all might have on that review.
Any questions for Daisy?
I just said, like, come down to school, I think last time, didn't, so I think, like, for the kid to, elementary school, there's a memorable thing.
I don't know how great this is. See, maybe you come and doing that sense of reason, dedication, and think some whole lists or walk.
That's it.
Is there a second? It's been put in the city, the front door, the memorandum, and the name of the extensions. Sorry for the discussion. Please, the page. And done, what we're saying, and used the extension best case. We have approval of purchase and renewal resolution. Running of this last. So, solution tree, this is for them to develop technical development service for on schools. Maybe $700 buildings after each school. The trainings are the benefit. Solution tree is got leading research behind POCs, teacher leadership, student engagement, and those types of things. This training being POC.
Tier 2, tier 3 intervention. CSI, primary CSI, elementary.
So, they have experts who are about to identify it. So that's important. This is an agreement that we, in order to speak with my CSI, we got to get a contract with solution. And that's why, yes.
So is this like, I wonder, will this be ever, But when thinking most of Barber and then reduced students and people from friends with theirs. But they have 60 or 70,000 spending. There's a lot of that need to be authorized in professional development teachers. So this contract is just like put every contract in front or a contract. Okay, your recommendation, recommendation to make a motion to approve the agreement with solution to. Check and deciding the third state and information. Which includes a solution to the end present. Discussion on it, let's go through. The extension, best comes. Discussion, exploration, and action. So, I think this before I have the information about this calendar. We're currently in Silver River. Through the state, we don't know, what different days we're gonna move around. I had heard around lives that we can just see up to 5 weeks. We can, because we worked one of those days on, if we would receive the 4 days that we have as less, then we would, not have to make any calendar changes. And we would, not have to do any days extra, it's still in on May 29th. My recommendation is to just, until we hear back, which is supposed to be this week, not do anything. Because if we do it later, we will not have to do anything in the calendar, and our school year is going to end. This doesn't been claimed. They explained it's not really this is the state of words, it's not takes step one. So through those days that we were going to have to confirm and move around, shift around, and try to not extend the year, we have the opportunity to be with this way that I would hate to move something and then that's way. I'm playing with friends again with this legal this driving and playing with tubes. Somebody like this, we get the next week. I'll find with me that solution. That's what I told them. I didn't like it. It's the generates. Well, what is it? This is an extension. Good service agreement. The reality and discussion of fraction of the utility. I was looking at the back of the line, kind of like foods for the spring, we've been reading that one through a letter, and I was making a motion to take that off the agenda when I looked at it, I put it back on one. Because apparently, that's taken a while for the co-op to get to us, but we might have done need and put on the agenda to start with. They still don't have. But yes, behind it, I mean, it's even. I didn't have any guys, I was 16 years, 22, they buy cheap. I mean, you know, lots of them have the letter out, but we keep on having it on the agenda, and I think it's gonna stay on the agenda until we get to the. Not they take the time crunch or anything. It's not we'd have it, and it's not there, so, we can leave it on the agenda, but until we get the letter, it's not let anything where you get the vote, so. When you do get the letter, I will. His recommendation was to remove on the agenda, resolution to be bound and what the agenda. Make it. Later than what. So we just move back to doing it. Right? So, well, so it's been put for the second of the discussion of what's the action. Mentally and probably until we source agreement be removed from the agenda. Until the superintendent gets the letters. And it was not about for discussion. Been none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. The opposed, and abstention, motion carries. Down to the discussion, I'm talking to, see what I remember meeting with the, go down to superintendent, I did, and she hadn't been there, but she said that, yeah, that they've had this company for several years. And, she didn't know the possibility of, she said they missed time a large discrepancy this year that they paid. She wasn't even giving me numbers. Putting together numbers about what, it took me for that service years before they found this one big discrepancy. See, so I could get that information to you guys, so take this money, or they really well. But so it's not wrong with it. As soon as I do that, I will present it, put back on the agenda. There's one made a similar motion. I don't know if you will get that to me by next meeting or not. But planning to present you some of those numbers. She's gathering those for other counties too. That presentation and there must have been a good one because she had about 3 or 4 people asking her about, their success. So she was meeting with other folks to try to get something for them. Make the motion and the discussion possible action on the periodic need to move from then we'll call definition. Yeah. So the point. I'm the new executive and I'm making the discussion books blank. You told them to say information for the superintendent. Feature the discussion or. Very good. Members and the extension restricts. Over here, with summers. Sooner next provider, reference and advisory chairs, next day, review 2, there are the elementary school, Joseph Davis. Sorry. One group of segment, the center portion. Which one agenda is presented in simple written, sorry, 7, runs that. You know, the finger sound, the accused, the extension, mischievous. I'm going next to the extracurricular, six for hire, Billy Freeman, and the United Girls Track Coach, GCHS, Billy Freeman, and then time police track coach, GCHS, Joshua Photo, auxiliary Titan baseball coach. They were doing this. Players, so the 3 balls that could require. That's okay. And that's the unfortunate. Comes on the agenda, at presented, is discussion. Amendments there, session. There none, the members in there, being used. The extension, this. Basically, the same retirements. Union lady, using teacher, going to the elementary school, effective end of 25-26 school year. Current Brooklyn elementary teacher, Gilmer County Elementary School, effective end of 25-26 school year. Teacher, interventionist, Gilmer County Elementary School, effective end of 25-26 school year. Judith Stoniker, the personnel and students technology. End of 25-26 school year. Jeanette Ramazon, family consider science teacher, GCHS, effective 25. Like version 2. Second. Moved and seconded, the discussion on moving the plaintiff, that's one of the friendly, the application. Lawsuit. See those names, that's some of those teachers also. You know, we like to look, some teachers. Yeah, it's Steve. I don't, this is where all started. I was Steve, but she started now. She returned, so it kind of makes me feel old. Teaching. Service. Long years for sure. What I call it. I'm social. But start from. I don't. The extension professionals. What? Like a lot of person. You would have number continuous approval, so that can put it up and say, no, just a few things, we're we're trying to get the rest of our weight equipment through road. They gave me a community number. Who said So we should put the final touches on that and then we can lay the actual, turf down once we didn't put turf down on all that stuff. So, we've got that kind of going on. Um, we've got, of course, a new turf for trainer in there. I'm trying to run the back down, but it's on the, it's a little different. But, yeah, the next one, it's a little different. So, it's right back on your joints, but, you don't want to be going. Uh, um, that project should be close to wrapping up. We are thinking about taking another small section of bleacher out just to store a couple of little things down on that far end. Uh, but it's looking good, and we should be in the next couple of weeks totally wrapping up. And I think it's been used, judging by how hard it is to get the parking lot in the evening time. It's being used. Of course, we got the state basketball championship run here started. I want to congratulate those girls and Coach Jack on a great season. Hopefully, we can get another championship, and we're going to have a busy week, and that's kind of going to have to be the focus this week because it's a lot of planning and things like that. That's happening. So towards the end of the week, we'll all be down in Charleston. And hopefully, if everything works out right, we will have a state championship. So with the retirees, it's a big step. We've got several of them this year. I want to say congratulations to all those folks that are retiring and honestly, now crazy stuff for me. We don't usually have that many retiring. Last couple of years, we've only had seven retiring or two. That's why I always see my transfer season. I think it's right around the corner. I'll be working with Luke this week, trying to finalize those Griffin transfer pieces and the next meeting, try to put those in front of people or kind of a personnel plan for you all to work through. Uh, that's what I have. We had a living meeting today and we checked on everything. I'm checking on everything. We're working with very closely. And we've got they're pretty balanced. We're getting ready to put out our last two legal advertisements which we have. Everything is up to date. I'm checked everything. We should be good to go on that. I just wanted to give you a quick update. So thank you for those updates. We've been working on the homework. Yeah, all the time. I want to remind us that the appointment, I'm always looking for places to teachers. So there's always a place back here in the school system. For one another. With that, and then I like eventually girls basketball team. Before they made the season, I played on another championship. I thank Mr. Fox for his fun thing. And he broke it's very long time. We always like to see sports and academics. Uh, but it's really not like our students are student athletes. They have criteria that they have to be on their sports team. And you want to talk about the incentive. Um, one time that was the biggest incentive for all my students is to go for a sport that they're like, wow. It's something that they already got passion in. So it's doing in school is that motivating driver thing. Those are the reason thing. Those are one of the sets. And just in the community, I just want everybody to get pushing sports is pushing academics. Just okay, all right. So yeah, I want to thank Mr. Payne and Mr. Fox for their staff and the LSMC presentation. I think that was important here. You get a good basketball team, they're not really, but good luck to them.
If the baby will all stay formal. Here's two questions. But that's really pointed being taken by. But again, you stay might be ways. Actually, was just like this, the whole scene. To go on, and then you. Is, I mean, there's still.
Well, even if we had to evacuate school, obviously, we would have to. Sorry, school, okay, wait a minute, sir, full, there's no sense. Cause actually, I mean, look at it, a few seats, but it didn't have, you know, like we have a full, almost 400 kids, and we could.
And then I was starting getting this from the next meeting. When I we could talk about this whatever. We have one now, the safety, boy, my, you know, this, I'm like, daily use. Or keep them up, sorry, or go along there, or find you know, area. Like we need some guidance there, where, where the burdens, you know. That we feel about the issue. Maybe we can go, the same.
Or just make president.
This,
So,
this is like, for a little comparison, when they had their career day, they had, certain colleges and, employee venues that are increasing. Then, you look down using seniors, things, my understanding is, there were very few from here other than the kids that normally go there. There was one account room. They both said, they said, why is that important? Well, that's important because last year in the spring, we had 15 young people that completed their CNA course. Two of them they're working with my mother, so I see that a lot. Now, one of them worked her shift on Friday. And what she got done, but she came and she went to practice. She worked her shift on Saturday, the other 2 months. She worked her shift on Sunday, which started at 10, and before she could go in, she ran into lunch. Now, if I'm saying there is these information, something community is going on, who will come is piece of technology works before that. If you were to look up and come 18C-9-4, that's the West Virginia Invest Grant for Education. And if you attend what I'm calling an associate school, 2 years, postgrad. For instance, these young ladies I'm talking about, they might want to be a nurse. Don't be in degree, it's 2 year associate degree. That is tuition and fees, money, if you work in West Virginia for 2 years. That's not just nursing, it's any program that you can find an associate, place that provides an associate degree at one. So that's for jobs, that's money. And it means we're working, looking to stay home and work and make another good money. My sister-in-law had a nursing degree. She made more money the first year than she worked, and I did after 35 and 2 months. So there's jobs in one case, and one city. We would help provide not only for them, but for others. So in your spare time, I know you'll have ministry. That'll give you some an idea. Like I said, I'll do it. Maybe next year, looking whatever. Communication's a big thing. Uh, I think college was taking the kids that were here to test, and all we were taking would have been a phone call when she was getting ready to set this up down there, and those kind of problems could have been resolved. And maybe some of our kids would have went and said, hey, I might want to be a nurse like this time, you need to come from an original language. So, but I really appreciate the things that you were trying to do for academics and you get a chance a lot of worry because it means all that really means all. So that's basically, oh, one other thing, Mrs. mentioned something on the show. This is an opinion, and we only want opinions or we don't not one. And but in numbers, it's so bad, especially when numbers are tremendously high. Now, the civilian is not the hammer lane in special education. What it actually is the means, the mechanism to keep me back to special education. Protects the teacher, protects the kid by giving them modifications in instruction so they can learn. And we all know that I'm going to learn more in a regular classroom than I'm going to learn in a room and I get scheduling too. So I might have special ed teachers that have 5 math classes even. This is going to work. But when you do what you got to do. Now, when the teacher says, we already made an A in algebra 1, is that A in algebra 1 in special ed class the same A as it is over here in the regular one class? I don't know. If not, doesn't get good. But we don't know the answer. I'm sure. So like I said, we need to really look at that. Bob something shoots a little static. So you can't answer my question. So all I'm saying is try to look when you're dealing with those meetings. Are we putting them in one lane to get them over here? Or are we putting them someplace where we can keep them over here? And if you can keep them in the right lane, your scores are going to come up because you're getting more instruction for the higher levels. Not that those people don't do a good job, terrible win, they don't do a good job. That's all.
Mr. Function.
Nothing interesting.